Hello and welcome to Tales of Myth and Mayhem. I just thought it'd be fun to press all the buttons at once. Right. Hi, we're going to play Hunt of the Reckoning, and I'm going to make it so I can't hear myself off stream because that's distracting me rather a lot right now. Yeah, we're going to play Hunt of the Reckoning. This is a story called Whirl and Rush, which is designed to fit around the Fall of London campaign that's running as a Vampire Chronicle every second Friday. The most recent one was last Friday. It's up on YouTube if you want to catch up, but this chronologically happens first. Got two lovely players. You want to say hello in the manner that we are accustomed?
Hi.
Thank you. And we're going to get started almost immediately, I think. And I don't think any of us have played Hunter before. Is that correct?
No, not for many years. I played like an older, I don't know if you call it second edition Hunter game back in like the early 2000s, but I haven't played this version. This is it Modifius or Modifus? I never get it
I
right.
think Modifius started it, but now it's with Renegade.
Oh, right. So I haven't played this Renegade edition before, but very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, so this is going to be H5 that we're playing tonight. There are other versions around and confusingly other offshoots, but we're going with Hunter the Reckoning. Definitely the Reckoning. Okay, I've got a sort of, again, a slightly cinematic style intro to set the scene, and then we will get started. So I will get into that. Wherever a story begins, it's possible to step back a pace or two and reveal something about how things came to be that way. Behind that supernaturally confident creature casually leeching off the blood of young innocents might have once been a young innocent themselves, stepping nervously into the darkness, unaware of what was about to embrace them. And so our story begins here, Saturday the 6th of August 2011, slightly before the whirl and rush of the fall of London. Sonia Bacon is driving hard through the London streets. The sun went down a little while ago and the streetlights are starting to switch on. Sonia sees people, a girl moving like an astronaut in front of two other young women in a pedestrian square, faces and shadows under the bridges. Sonia's on her way to meet someone who has a job for her, a simple job. Her mentor told her that this could be the person that puts her in touch with some other people who might be useful to know, maybe more people like her. Sonia swerves to avoid a car parked at the side of the road, only it's not parked, it's crashed into the back of a coach full of people on their way to a theatre or something, and now they're all sitting still or on board, looking asleep or annoyed. A boy dressed like Batman's walking down the street quickly, holding a phone in front of his mouth and exchanging conversation like gunfire. Don't ask too many questions, Millie had said. Just take whatever they give you and deliver it where they tell you. Whatever it is, the people who need it are some of the people you need to know better. Crossing the River Thames over London Bridge, and it's like the sky suddenly opens up, orange on the horizon fading to dark and blue overhead as if the night is slipping underneath the city underneath a blanket. Lights are on in the office and apartment blocks, river traffic under the bridges, distant music from some kind of party happening on a boat that doesn't go anywhere anymore. Across the bridge, and she turns left onto Tooley Street and then onto Queen Elizabeth Street, stopping at what looks like a roundabout, but it's a bronze statue of a horse in the middle of the road. All around is a circle of apartment blocks faced in glazed cobalt blue brick. There's an entrance to a car park under each block, and next to that is a stairwell leading up and down. The ground floor otherwise is shop units, a dentist, a bridal wear store, and what looks like it was recently a posh sandwich shop. Sonia, as you dismount your bike and chain it up, have you got any idea of who or what you're looking for here?
No. I know that roughly we're near London Bridge because that's a lot of the streets you mentioned are roughly in that area.
Yep.
But apart from that, I have no idea what I've been sent to collect. Has Millie told me?
And there's going to be a person there, she said.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm looking for a person who has something that I want.
The car park is lit. There's lights on in some of the apartments, but none of them are obviously open to you at the moment. Do you want to describe what Sonia looks like, actually, while we start out? Should probably do that.
Yeah, so I should explain. Thousands of years before Sonia was born, God cursed Cain, and that was where vampires came from, so they say. After God essentially unleashed this curse on the people of Earth, he buggered off and vanished. An angel called Raphael was not happy about this and went to Earth and designated a champion that would defend humanity from this vampire curse. And every generation one is born to protect the world. And this generation's this generation's designated of Raphael is Sonia Bacon, who is in her 20s. She's got dark hair. She's wearing a yellow Pikachu t-shirt. She rides a yellow Brompton bike, and on her back she has a big fat quarterstaff that she uses to hit vampires with on the head. And that is who Sonia Bacon is.
Well, that's quite the meeting. And she rides a bike everywhere?
Yes.
Just checking.
She doesn't have access to a car. She doesn't have a lot of money. She's not a well-funded vampire slayer. She's kind of scrappy.
I'm just using some of this time to make sure I can control your volume a little bit because it's going into the red.
If you're asking, if you are interested, yes, she does wear a bike helmet that is pink with cat ears on it. That is exactly who she is. And before she left her flat to pick up this item from this mystery person, she was on a Pokemon subreddit arguing viciously that ghost type Pokemon are overpowered and should have been nerfed more than they were in subsequent Pokemon games.
Just the important stuff then. I mean, someone's wrong on the internet, right?
Oh yeah, she had to tell them. They didn't understand. That's why they didn't agree. They didn't understand, so she had to explain it all in infinite detail until they understood that she was correct.
So around you, you've got this sort of cobalt blue apartment block that goes up fairly high and back in ways you can't always see. There's a sort of reception on either side, and in the centre there's the statue of a bronze statue of a horse.
Can I text Millie?
You can do if you want. What do you want to say?
I pull my phone out and I text Millie saying, "What does the person I'm meeting look like? I'm here and I don't know what I'm looking for."
You get a text back fairly quickly. No information on what they look like, but they should be there. They might be running late.
I ask her, do they have a name I can call?
It just says IDK.
All right, I'll put my phone away and I'll look around. I'll walk around the area and see if I can spot anyone.
A small, clean-looking car pulls into one of the car parks. It kind of goes into a gap and then goes down because the parking is underneath the apartments.
Oh, I'll walk towards it.
You're going to go into the car park?
Yeah.
Okay, it's set out like a normal, a standard sort of modern-ish car park. So you've got sort of pillars all the way along to help keep the roof up, and then you've got lots of metal work across the ceiling, air conditioning, that kind of stuff. There's a door on one side with stairs leading up into the apartment block, and there's the entrance that you just came in, which is wide enough for a car. There's no one else there that you can see right now.
So there wasn't a car that
the car that came in is parked, but you can't see anyone around.
Oh, so there was no one in the car.
Give me a wits awareness, please.
First
and to do this on
roll.
Roll20, do awareness first. We learned this the other day. You have to click the second one first.
First roll of the night.
What difficulty is it?
I won't give you a difficulty because it's against someone else, which I'm about to roll once I've made a space. Sorry for everyone on stream who's going to hear my dice nice and loud because I can't roll them out away from the mic. But maybe you like that. I don't know. Some of you are weird like that. Okay, you go.
Have we learned nothing from Tay Zonde and Chocolate Rain?
How many successes did you get, Michelle?
1.
Okay. I got 2. You haven't noticed them yet. The first thing you're aware of then is when a voice whispers in your ear, very close, "Hello. Are you Sonia?"
I say back in a very loud monotone voice, "Yes, hello."
I'm going to try and... I see your mic still hitting the red a little bit, and I'm trying to make a good audio experience. Doing great for the
Sorry.
captions. No, it's fine. It's not on you. It's me. I should have put better controls in place. Sorry about this. Just doing stream things for a moment. Put you on. Right. Maybe that will improve things. I don't know. I'm new to this streaming thing. I've got a package for you. And as you turn around, there is a person standing there. They're dressed mainly in black. They've got a hood up. They haven't got like a mask on or anything because it's 2011. We haven't got to that point yet where that's socially acceptable. But they're holding a sort of box file. It's just over A4 size. You know, the kind of thing you often get in offices. It's like 1.5 inches across and slightly bigger than A4. It's quite heavy.
Where am I taking this to?
Take it to the address on the front. And there's a sort of post-it note stuck to the front that says Hayden House, Kensington Church Street.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And I'm going to do a roll for this as well because it'd be funny if you didn't see them leave. Can you do me another wits awareness, please? I think you can just re-roll what you... do it however you like.
3 successes.
Oh, okay, you do see them leave this time. It's a sort of vaguely feminine figure getting back towards the car.
All right, I'm going to look up the address on my phone.
Does
Figure out
your
a
phone
route.
do that in 2011?
I assume so.
I can't remember, honestly. It was an honest question. I can't remember what my phone could and couldn't do in 2011.
I always have so much
Smartphones.
trouble with stuff like that.
One sec. HTC.
For Kat in the chat,
Phones
it
could
is
do
quite
that.
a quiet area. It isn't an area that cars drive through a lot because there's many other possible routes.
I looked it up. I had a smartphone in 2011 called a HTC Hero that could do that.
Okay, cool. You can do that then. So you can see a route. It is... I'll switch the map on Roll20 because I've got Roll20 open over here.
I think I was still using like printouts from MapQuest back then.
I mean, I think I might have been too, to be honest. I'm quite slow to upgrade my phone.
Yeah.
I was on a contract that was £50 a month because I had a job where like I was earning more than I ever had at that point. I signed up for like a 2-year contract with the flashiest phone I could afford, which wasn't an iPhone because iPhones were silly expensive, but it wasn't far off.
Okay,
It
what I'm
It
gonna
didn't get you didn't get stabulated in London with a fancy phone.
Well, no, because I don't think people understood it was a phone. Like, look up a HTC Hero. It had a chin.
If those children could read, they would be very upset.
I'm just trying to move things.
No, I mean, when you see it, you'll understand. It looks more like
Yeah.
a PDA than a phone.
Okay.
It's got a rolly ball at the bottom thing.
Oh, we've had a raid. Thank you very much, Dizen. And raiders, I guess.
Welcome, Raiders.
Welcome in. So Dizen and Floss were both players in the vampire game on Friday. So they're getting notes from you all on what you were doing.
I see. They're cheating.
No, it's not cheating to pay attention to the other side. It's fine. Because they can't come after you. There's a mechanism for that. I'm moving on ahead here. You've got to take this package to this place.
I'm going to take the package to the place. I'm going to get on my bike, strap on my cat ears helmet, quickly check the subreddit I was on and see if that dickhead has replied. And they're still being wrong about ghost Pokemon in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow being overpowered. I fire off a few messages to put my phone away, get on my bike, and to deliver the package. Or start riding towards the location where the package needs to go.
I've forgotten how to do shoutouts, apparently. Felix, you've been tracking the person that just met Sonia. You had a lead on that person. You had seen them at the torture garden, and you had seen that they'd been feeding from someone else. So you're pretty sure they're a vampire. Where do you think you are at this point?
So, just to get my frame of reference,
Yeah, sure.
I was in the parking garage, like
You
checking
could
things
have
out.
been. You could have been on the roof. You could have been wherever you think Felix would be hanging out right now.
Okay. I think he would have followed
Sonia.
Sonia. Yep. I think he would have followed Sonia because he already has a spot where he knows he can find that other person. He's seen them there before, right? So this new person, I don't know anything about them, so I would probably want to gather more info.
Okay, so, I don't know if you know the person's name. The person that just met Michelle is called Maeve, spelt the
Maeve.
Irish
Okay.
way.
Hmm.
You don't know much about how they do feeding. You just spotted them. You were attending this event looking for a lead into trying to find some of the vampires around London, and you managed to spot this person feeding off someone. Maybe consensually. It's hard to tell. It's a fetish club. Um,
You'll have
it's
that.
one of these ones that takes place in every different venues across the year.
Hmm.
Sorry, Disney saying they've got heightened senses. They're allowed to watch this and find out what's going on. So you're elsewhere in the car park. You've seen this package exchange happen because Sonia is a lot of things, but she is not quiet.
Hmm.
Are you going to follow the car or the bike?
I think the bike. Yeah, I think so.
Are you there with a vehicle?
Like Razor scooter? I don't know.
Okay.
What? I don't think I can keep up with a bike, with a Razor scooter. So
I mean, you could just make contact with Sonia yourself, or do you want to try and stay hidden before?
I think he would watch a lot. Like he's one of those dumb guys that likes to be alone a lot while he smokes cigarettes wistfully. So I think he wants to gather info before engaging. I don't know what kind of vehicles would be good. Like he's a very stumpy, short Frenchman, so I feel like a scooter, like a powered scooter, like.
Sonia, you can confirm they had Boris bikes then, didn't they? As they were called at the time.
Would I look ridiculous on one?
I don't
Because
think
I
It's
so.
just a hireable bike, I think.
okay. I don't think
We're
he's really
checking
big on
ourselves
like.
here.
They're not.
I don't think he
I'm
wants
just
to
looking up
use
on
his legs for
Wikipedia.
stuff.
Okay.
He's very anti using his legs.
I'm going to make a note of that.
In there says that they were a thing. They've been a thing for a couple of months, but at that point, it was very hard to actually use them because you
Yeah,
had to
I
like.
think whatever
You have to have an
whatever the
account.
British equivalent of like a Vespa is.
Oh,
Is
like a
fine.
moped, a small moped.
Yeah,
Basically, a
yeah,
hairdryer on wheels.
We are the
yeah. So
coolest vampire hunters to have
I
ever
love this
lived.
mental image. I'm loving this.
I like to think so.
Okay,
Plus, I think a Vespa is pretty quiet. So
so you plan to cycle all the way there, Sonia?
Yeah, that's the only way I get around.
Okay. I'm going to have to figure out a drive for a bicycle, which is a new one for me. And I just need to
I think
quickly...
Felix would be. I think Felix would be keeping his distance, like trying to shadow and not be seen. So I don't know if there's a rule for that, but that's what he would be trying to do.
Just to acknowledge, thank you, raiders. I know you might need to raid and run, but thank you for bringing your people here. We'll try and keep the raid moving when we finish. I've no idea where we'll go, but we'll get somewhere. But lovely to have you here. Sorry, I've seen some of them are announcing they're going to bed and stuff, which isn't unreasonable, but I wanted to say that. Okay, I may edit that out in the video. Yeah, a roll for difficulty on bike. What is that going to be? I had a bunch of fun, unusual rolls set up, and what I think I need, I've got a little booklet under here which will be a help for weirder driving things. Because I want to keep the rolls interesting. I could just have you roll like dex and driving, but I think we could do better than that. Because I don't want it to get boring. It's not going to get boring, I don't think, at this rate. That's credibility. That's combat. Because then we have to figure out a role as well for Felix keeping up with Sonia.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I was thinking about that. I think like wits and subterfuge maybe if you're cool with that.
Ooh.
I think when it comes to cycling, it's like a strength athletics,
No,
dexterity
okay.
athletics.
Sonia, what I'd like is strength and driving, or strength and drive. I think it will be on the vampire sheet, as we said earlier.
Cool.
And Felix, can you give me... I had a note of this, because this is a thing I was expecting at some point. Intelligence awareness. About whether
Yeah, intelligence awareness,
to
you
see
got it.
whether you can recognize the bike you're following. Bear in mind it's bright yellow. It's not going to be a high difficulty. I'm going to say that's like a 3. Sonia, you're just rolling to see how far you can get. So it's just a measure of like.
I rolled 1 success.
Okay. Good to know, Kat. Thank you. I will endeavour to make sure that my rolls are audible.
Oh, damn.
Okay, you got 5? Yeah. Yikes. Okay, clearly awareness and intelligence is a good roll for you. Can you give me
Yeah,
a quick...
Felix doesn't like to jog, but he is,
very visual person. Can you give me a driving index just for accuracy of like how that goes? So you're following Sonia, no problem at all.
I did a driving dex and
I mean, that's only two dice rolls, so like 1 out of 2 isn't bad. I'm gonna say like, yeah, you're driving well enough and you're keeping track of her, so you're following her okay. Sonia, have you got any idea of what route you want to take? You can use Google Maps for this or some other mapping thing because London is a real place.
What's the address again?
It's well, let's say Kensington Church Street because the house I've made up because I don't want people going there expecting to find someone.
I think the chances of that are pretty slim.
They are pretty slim, but they're not 0.
A non-zero chance
Yeah.
of internet stalkering.
Oh, that's going to take a while. Well, not that long. I think that's like a 20-minute bike ride.
Are you going to look inside the
I'll
package
cross
at all
over
before you
London
take it, or are
Bridge.
you just going to drive?
I mean, I'm following Millie's orders to the letter. This isn't about the package. It's about the people on the other end I need to get to know.
Okay.
So I've got the package and I'm going to go across London Bridge and turn
I have to get maps
left
as well now.
at Monument. And it's basically, I just stick and do it like essentially a straight line until I hit Hyde Park and then go around and there we are. So,
Now, do you want to go around Hyde Park or do you want to go through Hyde Park?
Yeah, I'll probably go through.
Yeah, that's going to cause an issue for the Vespa. Give me a second to do a couple of rolls.
And I would ask to roll for awareness, see if I can see if I'm being followed. But at this point,
we'll
Sonia
get to that.
is wearing headphones and listening to a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and cycling. So she is not being very she's not very aware.
I'm very interested in the genre of podcast. What kind of podcast does Sonia Bacon like to listen to?
It's a video game review podcast called the One Up Show.
Okay.
She likes the voice of one of the guys that does it.
Well, I'm just glad it's not like Joe Rogan or something.
Oh no. I mean, this is a little bit before Joe Rogan's time, but no, she would find that revolting and horrible because
as do we all.
Yeah, as do not enough of us.
Okay.
Not enough of us feel that way about Joe Rogan.
On the other side of London Bridge, you hit some traffic lights, which mean you have to stop even on your bicycle because that's the law. I'm not making a point, I'm just saying it. Not all cyclists do, but you are a law-abiding cyclist. And at that point, the Vespa's caught up with you a fair amount, so there's a chance that you might be able to see it as you start along towards Blackfriars. Do you want to roll a wits awareness? Do you think Sonia's looking around at this point in case anyone is following her?
I was thinking at first probably not, but then I think she would be because she is on business. She doesn't really understand what's going on, so I'll do a wits awareness. Is that the roll?
Yeah, but remember it's awareness first. I'm trying to do awareness where you don't know if there's something there, and wits intelligence when there's something you're looking for.
3 successes.
Okay, you've spotted a Vespa.
Is that all I get? There's a Vespa there?
There's a Vespa there, and you remember hearing a Vespa as you left the circle earlier.
Okay. Sonia has a protocol when she thinks she's being followed. She is going to do a loop. I'm not exactly sure how, but she's basically going to go around a block. So basically go in a square.
Mhm.
So she'll end up back where she started. And then she's going to check after she's done that to see if the Vespa is still with her.
That's another one from my stunt driving kind of area. Where are I had carefully noted all. I've got markers in the book, the core book, but I haven't put markers in the Storyteller
That's
extra
okay.
thing yet.
We can always like wing it, you know, like what seems reasonable.
I can do it by. I'll once I got the hang for this because like I'm up on the
Yeah.
vampire side, but we haven't done much stunt driving in Hunter yet. Okay, give me wits plus driving for a difficulty of 3, please. Just to see whether you can pull this one off without, because I mean, London traffic at this time on, the sun's not long gone down, but it is down. I think you may well be past the worst of the rush hour.
2 successes out of 3. Damn.
Okay, so you are held back a little bit, and you don't quite make it round as smoothly as you would like. So you've been stuck behind some other traffic, I think. Maybe a lorry or something coming through.
Could I do another check to see if the Vespa is still with me?
Yeah, do another wits awareness.
6 successes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, you're very aware of where exactly the Vespa is. So
Right,
Felix,
the Vespa followed me. The Vespa followed me round in a circle. That means I'm definitely being followed. So I'm going to pull over to the side of the road, take out Raphael's light, which is my very fancy name for my big stick, and I'm going to walk up to the driver of the Vespa and say, "All right, what do you want?"
Well, I feel like if Sonya pulls over, then the Vespa's probably just gonna buzz her because it's like you'd have to like, you know, go over to the side, and at that point it would be weird. I'd have to like slam on my brakes and do like a cool 80s kid kickflip or something. So I feel like the most natural thing is to just like buzz, like go right past. And I think Felix
As
would
it
like
goes
honk
past,
it.
I yell out, "I know you're following me."
Yeah,
I
fuck are you? Yeah. And then they'll
Unbelievable.
go around the corner.
Unbelievable.
Felix will do like a loop of his own. He's trying to play it off like he's just a rude person on a Vespa. And
All right, well, I'm just going to, after he leaves, I'm going to get on my bike and just start cycling off back towards Hyde Park.
given that, what do you want to do, Felix? You're doing another circle, so you may not have noticed Sonia leaving.
yeah, I think I would try to do some kind of role to figure out like based on, you know, I've been following them for a while. They're on some sort of trajectory. Maybe I might be able to guess or triangulate a destination based on that trajectory. Um, I think he wouldn't go far. Like, you know, if he did, he would pull out of sight and maybe try to catch up again later. So
So Sonia had been sticking mainly to the more main roads, having crossed London Bridge, which isn't Tower Bridge, and turning left before you got to the Monument for the Fire of London. You were heading towards Blackfriars up that pretty major road. You could probably guess that she was definitely heading as far as Blackfriars, but you might not be able to tell where she's going to go after that.
sure. This is for Kat, by the way. Thanks, Kat.
Yep, I did a hydrate as well, but I didn't want to tell Michelle in case it angered her again. We did have a hydrate
So yeah,
redeem.
it's up to you. If you think that I can like get back on the trail without a roll, that's okay. Otherwise, I'm happy to make a roll.
Yeah, do another roll. I think you've got a very good roll in hand, and I'm interested in whether I'm interested in letting there be a chance of you not getting this and having to figure something out.
Yeah, sure. What would you like me to try?
Let's try driving wits again. For
Okay.
you.
Well, it has your own drive, so let's do.
You can do willpower if you want.
Oh, okay.
You
Let's
can
see.
spend
Like
one
after the
willpower.
roll,
It gives
right?
you an extra. Let me double check that's right for this because I know the mechanics of how that works for
Yeah, I think it's after.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, that's a
I'm gonna
reroll.
do the
So
roll first.
will per reroll. Do the roll, and then we'll figure out.
Yeah, you got it.
It's
Do,
because
do, do,
vampires
do,
can do that thing where
do.
they rouse an extra couple of dots where they haven't got them, but I'm not sure you can do that because you're squishy humans.
Not a vampire. I got 2 successes.
I think that's enough for you to like figure out the general direction, and also you can go a little bit faster on the Vespa than Sonia can on a push bicycle, a manual bicycle, because these aren't electric yet.
And I've modified it probably.
I bet you have, because like that's the kind of guy you are. So Sonia, further along towards Blackfriars, are you staying on that road? I'm sorry you can't see the map because I haven't had time to make another scene with a map visible
No, I
audience.
get it. It's all right.
We respect
Yeah.
you and like you, and if you want to follow along, you can do so on Google Maps because, as I've said, London is actually a real place.
Oh, I'll tell you the route I'm planning.
Mhm.
Past Blackfriars, past Temple, but then turning right and then transferring over to the Strand,
Ooh,
going down the Strand, going through Trafalgar Square, up through the Mall, up Constitution Hill towards Hyde Park Corner, then going through the park to Kensington Church Road. So that's the plan.
you are
So I'm going
taking
to do that.
like a proper tourist route of like showing everyone everything.
Well, that's the most direct route.
Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right. I'm just looking for my appropriate note. Because I'm a massive. I haven't got a note for this date actually. Doesn't matter. It's August. It's not March. I don't know why I was thinking it was March. It was. It's March for the rest of the game, but this one part is August.
Okay.
Okay, as you are heading towards forgotten the name of the square already, the one with all the advertising on it.
Oh, Trafalgar Square.
Trafalgar Square. There is a lot of police cars heading north all of a sudden. Like a bunch of large vehicles. Just interesting. They got the sirens going and everything.
Okay. I'm gonna ring Millie from my phone. It's like my phone has got headphones in it.
All right, you got
You
like
know,
a
I can
little
talk to her
cabled
while.
speaker kind of deal.
Yeah. So I'm riding my bike and I'm calling her.
Hello?
Millie, can you do a quick check to see if there's been any kind of action north of Trafalgar Square? A
What
lot
kind
of
of action,
police are
dear?
going that way. There's a lot of police going up that way. Just checking in to see if it's anything V related.
Oh, I don't think that's V related, dear. There's been a protest happening outside a police station all day and it seems to be turning nasty.
Oh, what are they protesting about?
Someone died in police custody.
Okay, if that isn't raising any red flags with you, I'll just keep going. I got the package. I'm on my way to meet the mystery people.
Any idea what the package is?
Well, I haven't looked. It's not mine.
Is it like a parcel or a...
It's like a box file.
Oh, so it's like paperwork kind of thing?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you want me to have a look at it? I could stop and have a quick read if you want.
Your choice. Did they say you could?
They didn't say not to.
Okay.
All right, now I'm curious. Now I'm going to definitely stop and read it.
I'm not going to make you roll to open a box file. I'm assuming that you're off the road and you're like on a pavement or something.
Yeah, I've just stopped. I've sat down
Difficulty
on a
of at
bench at
least a
Trafalgar
7.
Square, and I'm just going to start looking through these papers, basically.
Okay, so inside there is, on the front, it's a kind of booklet inside. And on the front of it is a sort of like a polythene pocket with 2 USB sticks in it. And the rest of it is printed material, names and addresses, some business locations. Not a huge number of names, it's maybe like 300-400 names. There's also a small red stone.
Can I do an occult check about vampires to see if this is anything vampire related?
You can do, but I'm wondering like how will you know? Because you've got a big list of names and addresses.
Well, there's a red stone there.
There is a
and
red
stuff.
stone there.
Is that something that is particularly pertinent to vampires?
It might be.
Oh,
Yeah, give me an occult. Hang on. Intelligence occult, please.
Okay. Vampires is a specialism on occult roll, so that means I
So
get
add an extra dice. One extra die.
Yeah.
This could be a very good roll for you.
This might be the best roll I do. Intelligence, did you say?
Yeah, occult intelligence with an extra 1.
+1 modifier. Difficulty doesn't seem to matter. Well, I rolled 7 dice and I got 2 successes.
That's how it goes sometimes. One of them was a 10. You nearly got 4. Okay, it's a red thing. You've heard of vampires suddenly sometimes using red stones for something, but you can't remember what.
Okay, I'm still on the phone with Millie. I think,
Are
or
you
if
going
I'm
to
not, I'm gonna.
make me roll intelligence occult for Millie?
I'm just like. So I'm seeing a list of names and addresses, business addresses. There's like 300 or 400 of those on paper. There's a couple of USB sticks and a red stone. Is any of this flagging with you about
Okay,
anything?
I'm doing an intelligence occult for Millie. You got 4 successes with 4 die.
Excellent.
That might be a bloodstone, dear. They could be using that to track where you are.
Interesting.
Well, I've heard of
Okay, Millie, you should tell me more about who these people are I'm taking this to and why I should get to know them. Am I on a hunt or am I on an intel run? Or are these allies or are these people that you want me to, end?
neither of those, dear. The people you're taking it to, they're the important ones. There was some kind of problem. They weren't able to deliver it themselves.
Okay, I'll trust you, but at some point, Millie, you're going to have to tell me more about what the hell I'm doing here.
You'll probably find out more when you get it to where it's going, and they can tell you everything.
All right, well, I'll put everything back and I'll be on my way.
Felix, can you
Thanks,
do me
Millie.
a driving and intelligence because you're looking out for something you recognise?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry. I
It's
was
okay.
having computer troubles. Yeah,
Actually,
driving and intelligence.
it
We
doesn't have
got
to
it.
be driving. It doesn't have to be driving because we've assessed you are driving. It's it could just be wits and intelligence.
Okay.
No, that's the same thing.
Let me
It's the
do
other
that.
thing. It's hang on, I've forgotten my words. Insight, intelligence.
Oh, okay. Let me cancel that roll.
Sorry.
Let's go back. No worries. It's easy to do again. Bam, bam, bam.
I really
Oops.
like how the list of attributes is set out on the character sheet because it's thematic. Each one is like one's physical, one's mental, and one's like social. And I haven't got that here. They're just in alphabetical.
Yeah, I got
So
3 successes.
that's pretty good. You spotted Sonia by the side of the road.
Uh, yeah, well, she's like on the phone and digging through paperwork. Do you think Felix might be able to make a roll to get a drop on her?
Ooh, like a physical drop. You want to like? How's this going to go
Yeah, I
down?
want to stay out of her sight and get real close.
Okay, that's.
Close enough to say something.
I'm going to make that subterfuge composure because you've got to
Okay.
stay upright on your bike whilst driving slowly and quietly. Because I'm guessing
Oh,
you're
he'll
gonna come
get
off the
off the
bike.
bike to, yeah.
In that case, yeah, let's call it subterfuge dexterity then. A dexterity
Okay.
subterfuge.
You got it. Let's
I
see.
take it I'm doing a wits awareness and seeing if
Yeah,
I get higher or whatever.
and it's going to be a contested. So whoever wins this, I play no part. Also, I keep looking at the stream because I've got the captions turned on and just seeing how badly it's dealing with my accent is quite embarrassing.
Oh, wow. Not great.
Okay, so Michelle got 2 successes and Felix got 0. So Sonia, you've
Can I do
heard.
the
You want to do
can
a
I do the
willpower?
willpower thing?
Yeah, you can spend 1 point of willpower and reroll up to 3 dice.
Okay.
We aren't using desperation yet, otherwise I'd have to say that you can't reroll desperation dice.
How do I re-roll dice in the Roll20 format?
I thought you could do it on there. Just do the roll. You can do roll. You know the command for 3d10s.
Like backslash 3d10.
/R, then 3d10, and it'll just roll
Okay.
through. You want to get a 6 or above for a success.
Let's see.
I make that 2 successes.
So we match.
Yep. So I'm going to roll a d10, and it's just whoever's above or below. That's a 7. So Felix, you got the drop just, but Sonia's instantly aware of you.
Okay. So I would say like maybe, and we can talk about whether or not this is fair, but the way I'm picturing it is like Sonia hears like the click of the hammer of a large gun, like right behind her. And she turns, and there's a very short and wide Frenchman wearing like a black trench coat, combat boots, black pants, like a gray and white striped shirt, kind of like a leather flat cap. He's got salt and pepper beard with like a very big mustache and like John Lennon glasses on, and he's pointing like a huge gun at them. And he says in a very bad French accent, "How long have you been working for the Bloodsuckers?"
I just say to him, do you think it's wise to be, pointing a massive gun at a woman in the middle of Trafalgar Square?
It has been done before and will be done again, I am sure.
I look around and see the first pack of people and I yell, "Help! A man has a gun on me!"
One person comes over to try and help, but they're looking a bit scared because, frankly, Felix is a bit intimidating.
He's very short, by the way. He's like probably 5'2" or 5'3".
Yeah, but the gun does a
Like,
lot of work.
fair. I ask you again, before things get rough, how long have you worked for the Bloodsuckers?
I don't work for the vampires. I'm the designate of Raphael. I kill vampires.
That sounds like a bunch of rubbish.
You've not heard of the designate of Raphael?
Who the fuck is that?
Oh, for crying out loud. I'm the chosen one. I was chosen by a fallen angel to clean up God's mess on earth, i.e., vampires. Look, and I pull out my stick, my Raphael's light, my big stick, and it starts glowing. Look, holy light, holy warrior, chosen one, once in a generation, me. And I put the
That
stick
is
away. Now, who the
most
fuck?
impressive. And he'll like point the gun at the person who came over to interfere, and he goes, "Fuck
Stop!
off now."
Stop pointing the gun at people.
He backs away and kind of
Good.
discovers something really interesting on the other side of the road.
So Felix will like uncock the giant revolver and then stick it. He's got this like over the shoulder bag that's also like huge and full of like electronics and spare parts. And so he'll like click it and then stick it back in. And he goes, "Maybe we got off on the wrong foot. I am Felix Ducat. And if you hate the Bloodsuckers, then we should talk. But maybe not here. Apologies."
You think? Look, all right, let me tie up my bike. Let's go into the National Portrait Gallery. We can talk there. No one's going to be in there at this time of night. The only people that may be there is bored school groups. Could you not point your gun at any school children you see?
Could you not make your stick glow with the light of heaven, perhaps?
Okay, fair point. That's a fair point. You're right. Give me a second, and I tie up my bike and take him over to the National Portrait Gallery, which is almost certainly going to be empty or full of really bored people.
No matter how far the walk is, Felix is like out of breath, and he stops and like puts his hands on his knees and is like, "Oh, son of a bitch! Oh, God damn it!" And then he like lights up.
Can I
and then
just double check?
continues to
Because
truck.
sunset in August, like mid-August, we're talking about 9:30 at night. Is the National Portrait Gallery still open then? Because I haven't hung out there at that time.
Oh, probably
We can
not.
let you
I
know what.
thought it
Let's
was
say for the sake of this that it is, because it's the world of darkness and stuff happens at night time. The National
They're
Portrait
having a
Gallery is
special
open.
event, right?
Yeah, they're having like
Yeah.
an event for people in another room. They're showing off some new portrait that's just arrived to their sponsors. It's like a champagne reception going on, but you're going into a different room.
Yeah, well, go into the normal boring room. There's like Shakespeare's in there, you know, all the classics. And so just take him to stand in front of Shakespeare and be like, "So you're a hunter, right? You hunt vampires."
I pursue them and I
Oh,
punish them.
right. And so you thought I was a vampire and you were following me. Why did you think I was a vampire?
Not a vampire? No, no. I did not think you were a vampire. I thought you worked with them because of this. And he'll point at the package.
Look, my minder, she told me to pick this up and take it somewhere and to meet the people there because the people there would be of interest.
What is a mind there? What is this?
Minder of the Designate. They are the family of the first Designate of Raphael that have pledged to spend the rest of their lives looking after the subsequent Designates. I'm the latest Designate of Raphael. She's my Minder. She found me, she trained me up, and here we are. She's basically an old lady in a flat in Elephant and Castle who gives me advice, and I live with her.
And she is compromised. Something you should know. If she is
She's not
telling you to
compromised.
work with the bloodsuckers, then she has something on her.
Millie's not
They have
compromised.
something on her.
Millie's not compromised.
I watched the woman who gave you this, and he points again, drink the blood of the living just 2 nights ago.
If Millie has got me doing this, there's a reason why. Millie isn't compromised.
So your order has a habit of working with the enemy?
No, my order has a habit of killing the enemy, but we don't just always just go up to them and start like hitting them with a stick or shooting them in the face.
Yeah,
We do
more's the
work.
pity. He says more's the pity, and he like lights up, and he's like, you shouldn't have.
You can't smoke in here. This is a National Portrait Gallery.
What the fuck are they going to do?
This is the National Portrait Gallery 2 years after they banned indoor smoking in the United Kingdom.
He'll just like stub it out on like a pedestal, like a Roman bust or something. Like, nah,
I put my head in my hands, just like, oh my god.
Okay, the alarms don't start going off. I've just rolled for that.
You rolled for that. That was
I'm
really
rolling
good.
for a bunch of stuff that you don't know about yet. Don't worry. Maybe you should. No, don't worry. It's fine. Nothing at all worries right here.
Felix, I'm on a job, and we do things our way, and I get the feeling that you are more of a Leon from the movie type.
I do not watch movies.
No, of course you don't. Do you have a flower? Do you have a peace lily that you really like, and that's the only thing in your life?
I am very confused.
Never mind. Okay, you haven't seen that film. You wouldn't understand the reference.
So we complete this mission for your blood-sucking friend, and then what? We hit him with big stick, or no?
No. I take this to them. I see what the situation is there. Then I report back to my minder, and we make a plan or do research to figure out the best way forward.
How long have you been doing these things? Because I do not feel it has been long.
I've been doing these for a couple of years, but my minder has been doing this our whole life, and every member of her family for the last 1,000 years have done this. So, and we have a whole library of tomes and information and diaries of all the things that previous designates have done. So we're not stupid.
Okay, this is good. I can work with that.
Just let me do this thing, and I tell you what. I take out a piece of paper and I write down an address. This is my flat. Meet me here later on, and we will talk more. This may be a little hard for you to find. It's a zombie block. It's been obscured by a lot of new developments. But if you type that into Google Maps or something, or if you look on an old A to Z, you'll be able to find it. My number's on
Not
there.
necessary. I have memorized all of these streets in London.
Oh, of course you have. Okay. Here and my number's on there. If you get lost, call me. I'm going to go deliver this. I will go straight back there. and report everything I find.
I do
and
not think so. No, we go together or not at all. Remember, I have hand cannon. Hmm?
Yeah,
Mm.
and okay, you got to put the gun away, okay? Because okay, in the UK, we actually banned hand weapons in the early 90s after a school shooting massacre called Dunblane. Because unlike other countries that I could name, when we had a school massacre, we banned all the handguns. So what you're doing is like the most illegal thing you could possibly do in a portrait gallery.
Yes,
Whenever
I
you
am
bring your
aware
gun out.
of these laws that you have passed, and they are most unwise. But let us go to this meeting, and
Okay.
if we find vampires, we shall deal with them.
Okay. I guess follow me on my bike.
Yes, but at a distance this time. You spotted me before, and very good on you. But you will not spot me again, I think.
But I suppose if you're following me, you're going to have to be able to see me.
Oh, I will keep you in sight. No worries. Yes.
Okay. So when I get on my bike, I call Millie and just start saying, a really weird guy is now coming with me to this meet.
A really weird guy.
He calls himself Felix. He tried to follow me and failed miserably because I spotted him immediately.
You're bringing
And
some
then,
random dude
and then
with you.
when I was reading that file, which I should, when I was reading that file after I finished reading the file and put the phone down on you, then he pointed his gun at me in the middle of Trafalgar Square and started accusing me of working for bloodsuckers.
Well, it sounds like to me that if the police weren't already distracted somewhere else, you could be in a lot of trouble right now, Sonia.
Yeah, I'm trying to leave the scene as quickly as possible. This man is not well. He's not a well man. He's a hunter. He knows about all the vampires and stuff, but he kills them.
Look, a lot of the hunters are a little bit damaged. They haven't all got your powers, and some of them have had a very bad experience with supernatural.
Oh no, I feel bad for being weird at him.
Just be ready for any other hunters you meet to probably also be a bit weird.
Okay, but look, can you tell me this? Is it likely to be vampires at this place we're going to?
No, the only vampire involvement I think was going to be at the end that you were caught getting them from.
All right,
I'll
okay,
try and
well that's
explain
good.
the best I can understand it, and they were a little bit vague about this because they always are a little bit vague about this. The hunter group, one of the organizations, the orgs, wanted me to arrange for this package to be delivered from some contact they had with the vampires to the hunter organization because the vampire couldn't do it. They said that if they delivered it, they wouldn't be able to deny that they had done it because apparently there's some mind control fuckery going on.
Right, so this is a whistleblower situation.
Yes, but the person who wants to blow the whistle cannot lie to their boss.
I see. All right, now it's just starting to make a lot more sense. Okay, I'm going to get this to them as soon as possible, and I'll try and explain this to Felix so he doesn't walk in there and start shooting all of these other hunters.
Just remember though that stone in that package means they might still be following you as well.
Well, if they're following, should I let them or should I throw the bloodstone away?
If you throw the bloodstone away, they'll think that something's gone wrong. They want to see that package get to where it's meant to go. They want to make sure that you're taking it. It's probably just like a failsafe. If something happens to it, if someone steals it.
Right, okay, so I should leave it so they know. Okay, I'll do that. Thanks, Millie.
Take care, Sonia. And she hangs up.
All right, I'm going to cycle through. I'm going to start a cycle through Hyde Park and then remember that Felix is on a Vespa and think better of it and signal like a good cyclist that I'm going to go around the park. So I'm going to turn left. I'm going to go up through to Buckingham Palace and then turn left, I think. Is that how it is? One sec.
Can you give me a
No.
quick wits awareness for as you're passing Hyde Park?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Is that both of us or just Sonia?
Oh, you know what? Both of you do it. I think there's Felix. Can you do it -1 one die because you've got a helmet on and you might not.
Mhm.
No, Sonia's got enough to get this. So, but you do it as well, just in case you
I'll
get it as well.
take a -1.
Yeah.
But Felix is not a helmet kind of guy.
Oh, okay. That's a very good
I'm
point. So
happy to
let's
take the -1.
the noise of the engine then.
Okay.
So yeah, the route is I'm basically heading up the mall towards Buckingham Palace, and I turn right
Yep.
and go up Constitution Hill, and then it's like this big sort of fucked up roundabout thing. Instead of going through Hyde Park, I'm going to go left and go around through Knightsbridge and go around the park.
Okay, Sonia, as you're passing Hyde Park, your sort of occult sense tingles a little bit. You can hear something, and it's not a noise outside, it's like a noise in your head. It's like distant weeping slightly. Feels like it's coming from the park, because that's where you are now and you weren't hearing it before.
When I've had this happen before, what usually happens? Because have I had this before?
Some kind of occult shit going on.
Okay.
As a quick aside, Felix got 5 successes on that thing.
Oh, you've got a sense of that as well then. So any kind of occult sense you've had of like something's going on here, something not of this world is going on.
I'm going to think it sounds like this package is very important. I should get this delivered first, and then afterwards I'll check out the park. That's the calculation I've made in my
Okay, so
head.
Sonia's continuing on.
Yeah.
Stick to the mission. Felix, are you reacting at all? Or are you going to stick to following Sonia?
He's very intrigued, but I think, yeah, he comes to the same decision. He's
Okay.
going to follow Sonia.
You're going to come back when it's darker. Excellent. Okay. Can you both give me a Dex and Drive just to make sure nothing weird happens on the way there, apart from that? I need to switch to Roll20 so I can see the result.
I have 1 success.
And so does Felix. That's enough
2.
for this.
I got
You got 2.
2.
Sorry, I misread that because it said. Wait a second.
Well, I don't
It says
know.
you rolled 2 die, but
Maybe
you
I
got
only
1
got...
success. Yeah, you got a 2 and a 10.
Okay.
Right. You get to
Oh,
the...
do 10s explode in this edition?
No,
I
they
can't
don't.
remember. Okay.
Don't worry. But yeah, I know what you mean, but not in this edition.
Okay.
But 2 of them make 4 successes.
Oh, right. If you get 2 10s, then
Yeah, it's a crit. Right, you get to this. I'm giving Michelle a moment there. You get
Sorry.
to this. You get to absolutely fine. I appreciate the hour. You get to this building. It's an old building. It's got a blue plaque on the outside. It's called Hyde House, named after a composer. It's been renovated in the 90s at some point. It looks very much like a Victorian building that was renovated in the 90s. It's kind of the Victorian brickwork is still there, but all the windows and stuff and the door are a bit more late 90s than that.
Okay, when Felix arrives, I walk up to him and say, "Okay, I've spoken to my minder, and she told me that this is a building. We're taking this to a bunch of hunters. These are not vampires. The document, this thing here, was given to me by a vampire who is passing on information to hunters."
Yes, this is what I told you. A vampire gave you this.
Yeah, but the vampire sounds like that they are on our side, feeding us
There is
information.
no such thing. No. But we will do this thing, and we will talk about Mindales. Because what are you, a baby? You have a Mindale? Like,
No, I'm literally the chosen one of a fallen
oh, okay.
angel.
Oh, sure thing. Yep.
Fine, all right, fine, whatever, let's just do this. And I walk in just like, I have no idea how to talk to this man.
Oh yeah, this is going
You
to be
know,
interesting, isn't it?
biblically accurate Frenchmen, guys. Apologies.
There are Frenchmen in the Bible?
You did not hear of Jacob? No, I don't know.
The French apostle.
Oh no. Okay,
His name was Guillaume.
let's put that to one side and we can do the musical later. We can. I'm not going to make you roll to knock the door. Do you want to like do a doorbell? Do you want to knock the door? How do you want to attract the attention of whoever's
I'm just going to
inside?
try and walk in.
Okay, the door's locked.
Can we scout around and see if they have like security
There's an
stuff?
outside. There isn't a visible camera. To get around the back, you'd have to like it's a block of buildings, so you'd have to go around the whole block. If you want to do that, you can try it.
Okay.
I'm going to, if there isn't a bell, if there's a bell, I'm going
There
to
is a
ring it.
bell. There's a bell.
I'm going to ring the bell.
You're thinking about
Do
the
we
doorbell.
see lights on or anything inside?
There are some lights on the upper floors. There aren't some on the ground floor. But after you ring the bell, a light comes on the ground floor, and the door is answered by a gentleman. He's dressed sort of late 30s, early 40s. He's dressed mostly in like black trousers and a smart shirt. He looks like he's been at work today and he hasn't got changed when he got back or anything.
I look at the name. Is there a name on the front of the box file thing?
And there isn't a name. It was just the address.
Hi, I've got a delivery.
Oh, is this the? Are you a hunter?
Yeah, I'm Sonia. Raphael's designated.
Oh yes, I have heard of you. I think. And who's your interesting friend?
Do not worry about it. I do not concern you.
Okay. Would you like to come in for some tea or something?
Yeah, look. Oh, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
He's
I
like
start-
looking around for cameras, like he's peering really hard at this person who opened the door. He's expecting an ambush.
He leads you inside fairly normally. It's not got a strong identity. This place inside. There's a ground floor which is just stairs in and out. There's like an area to hang up coats and keep shoes and stuff. But after that, it's just stairs going up, and then there's like a living room and a kitchen on the first floor. I'm going to say that. So bottom bit's the ground floor. Sorry, American folks. Next bit's the first floor. The above the ground floor. That's where he goes in there and points you towards like a sort of lounge area. He pads through to the kitchen. You can hear a kettle being filled and turn on. And he walks back through while the kettle's boiling. Can I just have a look at the file then? If this is the stuff that you're bringing from our contact, I assume.
Yeah, my mind didn't give me much information about what this was, but I think I've got the picture now.
To be fair, we didn't tell her a great deal. Can I see?
Yeah, here you go. I pass it over.
He opened it up and leafs through it, takes the package out with the USB sticks on, reads through some of the pages of the book, looks quite interested at the sheer volume of it. So you can see he's not just like glancing over the first few pages, he's looking all the way to the back, just flicking through, and he closes it. He seems quite pleased. I want to have a quick drink, sorry. Just hydrating myself.
Cheers.
This will be very helpful indeed, I think. How do you take your tea?
Can I have it with milk?
Yeah, of course.
Felix, you sure you don't want a cup of tea?
It feels like a very normal house to you, Felix.
Sorry, I don't think I said my name, did I? Or I can't remember.
You introduced, you told us
I
this
did.
earlier in
To
Trafalgar
Sonia, you
Square.
You're
did.
right. You're right. So he kind of like narrows his eyes at you, like you've broken operational security or something by saying his name, and then he's like, "I do not drink things from people I do not know." And he's kind of pulling like a Columbo, like if you've ever seen the old American TV show, like he's picking up random items and examining them. He's like rifling through cupboards and shit. He's trying to get like a sense of the place and the people who like live here and
It's
that
one
sort
guy.
of
It seems
thing.
to be one guy by himself. There doesn't seem to be any sign of like a family or kids or anything like that.
Mm, yeah. So he's like, I will not drink on the job, as you say.
Very sensible. I understand. He
And
hands a cup of tea to
your name
Sonia.
is, since you know mine now,
You can call me Simon.
and you can call me Felix.
Felix. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
If you say so. He's like picking up. He continues to like.
Yeah, he's giving you a look, but he's not going to call you on it because he's kind of too
You are
British,
a
I guess.
hunter, then?
Of a
Where
sort.
are your weapons? I see
I'm not that sort of
no.
hunter, sir. Let's get the tea and go through to the other room where we can sit more comfortably. Perhaps that would help. I will explain my part in this.
With a big smile on my face, I just say, "This is like a spy film or something. I'm delivering
Yes,
files to a stranger. I'm
a
meeting a
particularly bad one, I think.
maybe I wouldn't know. I've not really watched that many, but this is what I imagine a spy film would be like.
None of them were titled "The Spy Who Made Me Tea."
Spies drink tea.
Do they? On screen? There are so many other things to do.
Perhaps we could go through and I'll just explain this to you now and you can discuss spy
Oh,
films later.
absolutely,
Thank you.
Simon.
Is there something wrong with your eye, Sonia?
Never mind. How did I find the two most humorless vampire hunters in the world in one night?
I have a very good sense of humor, I will let you know. I just have found nothing funny yet.
He hands you your cup and moves through to the sort of lounge seating area. There's a couple of sofas. One of them's a 3-seater, one of them's a 2, and there's a single armchair. There's a
sit
television,
down
but it's not on.
Felix like searches the armchair to see if there's like any knives or anything under it, or some kind of wires linked to it, and failing to find that, he'll just sit in it.
Please, sir, I
And like,
appreciate you being thorough, but there's really no need to take apart my furniture.
yeah, I would be the judge of that. You work with these bloodsuckers? You have dealings?
Oh, I assure you, quite the reverse. And he opens the package again, has a quick look through it, just to sort of reassure himself this is what he thinks he is.
It's most suspicious to work with them, I think.
Let me explain a little about what's going on here. I'm involved in a group. It sort of grew out of an operation that started a few years ago. I will try to keep this brief, but basically, after the terrorist attacks on London a few years ago, we noticed some issues on the IT side, some irregularities about the way some people were behaving, the way some people were linked, who their friends were, who might be manipulating them. Sometimes messages would be passed to the Metropolitan Police and they weren't acting on them, and this gave us some cause for worry, so we started looking. And out of that came ECTU, the Extraordinary Counter-Terrorism Unit. There's an appetite mounting for an operation in London to ensure that our politicians, our councillors, are representing only the human interests and not those of what we call blank bodies. We've also found some evidence of trafficking, human and other things. We're trying to link interested parties, large hunter orgs, people like yourselves, and the manufacturers of specialist equipment. We need to be able to use all the tools that we have to get a sense of what size of group we're dealing with here, because it's very hard to get funding if we're dealing with an unknown size of enemy. And maybe now we don't need to, because it seems you've just delivered us a comprehensive list of all the blank bodies in London, and their business interests, and their associated humans.
And blank bodies, you mean vampires, right?
Yes, they mean vampires. He's gonna like dive for the file now.
He holds it back out of your way and just takes it back. We're going to make good use of this.
I must see the names on this list.
It's probably
This is
better
very
that you don't,
important.
to be honest. We will keep you in the loop, I promise you. You've already shown that you can be trusted to at least deliver a package, so I'm sure we can find something for you to do when we come to it. But this isn't going to be a quick process. What we want to do is, with this list, we can learn so much, and then when we attack, we can be surgical and quick.
Well, I mean, I would love to offer my services. I mean, you've heard of the designator Raphael. You know what I can do. You know what my the people that became before, the designates before, could do. I could be a real asset to you.
Yes, but also we have to keep the Society of St. Leopold on a good term, and we know how
Oh, you're friends with those bellends.
You can't not be. They're the major force doing this right now. They were a
But
huge
once every few months they try to kill me.
Yes, and that's why we have to be careful, because bringing these groups together can be a massive problem because they can't agree on anything. It's a pain in the arse.
I have no issue with them. They're the ones who think I'm an abomination. Like, I respect people in their faith, even if their faith is wrong.
There are some very good people in the society, and there are some utter bastards.
This is the problem, because that's broadly endemic of every other group. But a similar operation was carried out in Vienna in 2008, and they managed to make a significant inroad into taking out what seems to be a huge hive of those blank bodies. I'm not entirely sure of the details, but they managed to get some groups to work together, and it was effective. I want to do that here, but rather than clean out one building, I want to clear out the whole city.
You want to take out all the vampires in the city?
Yeah.
Yes, this is a good goal.
Well, in that case, I have to help. You talk to Millie, and if you need me to be somewhere, I'll be there.
We have your details. Mr. Felix, are you of any interest? Have you any interest in taking part in this too?
So he does, but I was thinking that so Simon made tea for everybody, right?
Yeah. Well, he made tea
Have
for
I
Sonia.
watched
You didn't
him?
want any.
Oh, sure. Has he had any of his own, or has he left it unattended or anything
I think
like
you've
that?
left. I think he's left his so far, but only because he's been talking.
Okay. I probably don't have access to it. I'm guessing.
Well, do you want to try and do something to the tea?
I do.
Well, run me past how that's going to go, and then we can figure out a role
Okay.
for it.
So I would, if I get a chance,
Mhm.
Felix would. Sorry, Michelle. Felix
Well,
would like to
are
serve.
you trying to poison this man immediately?
No. Well, only if he's a vampire. So that big fuck off pistol that he had, it's actually a squirt gun full of holy water. So if he gets a moment where Simon's back is turned, he'd like to pull the plug out the bottom and drip that into the tea and then put it back quickly. But I don't know if I'll get a chance to do that sort of thing.
Oh, Alex, thank you for the raid. Wow, we're doing really well tonight. Thank you for
Hi,
bringing your
Raiders,
folks
welcome.
over. Lovely to have you over. Hope we can play a game with you sometime soon again, Alex, as well. So you want to try and squirt holy water into his tea, essentially?
Yeah.
And you don't want
Yeah,
him to notice you doing this?
Correct.
I want to call that Dexterity Subterfuge with a difficulty of 5. And I've just realised my screen's gone off where I'm looking at Roll20. That's inconvenient.
Well, I don't mean to
That's 2.
brag.
Well, so you.
On a difficulty of 5, though, I put that in.
I mean, it was never going to be easy, was it, really? It was quite a lofty thing you were attempting there.
Yeah.
He notices what you're doing. He notices you take out a gun and move closer towards him. And at that point, he reacts. And, excuse me, what are you doing?
This is just a water pistol, see? And he'll squirt him with it.
What the hell are you doing?
That's a water pistol.
Felix peers really intently at his face where he squirted him for a moment. Okay.
And he takes a tissue from the little box on the table in front of you and starts dabbing it himself to try and.
Apologies, I must be certain.
I'm not a vampire, you.
And
Look,
now I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt.
have you ever tested holy water on a vampire?
Yes.
And did it have any effect?
Yes.
Well,
This is now not at all like a spy film.
I should probably I should probably pass that on to the boys at R&D, I suppose. Because that's going to be part of this. We aren't just going to we don't want to dust every vampire. We want more information about them. We want to produce more effective weaponry. So any we can take alive, or
I will say it worked on some, but not on others.
yes,
So I
that was
cannot be
broadly the experience we'd had. It was very ineffective in some situations, to the extent that some people died. Well, I mean, thank you, I suppose. Apart from the squirt of water, that was.
my
I understand it, but it was
apologies.
unexpected.
I am in your home at your mercy, and I must be sure.
Right. Sonia, thank you for delivering this package and introducing me to this interesting person.
Oh, I just met him tonight, and he insisted on following me.
I see. Well, I mean, it's
I
good to
feel
know.
it's really important that you know that, like, I just met him tonight, and this is not my fault.
Well, it has been said that perhaps with some people it's better to have them inside the tent pissing out than outside the tent pissing in.
Or just leave the tent entirely and don't piss anywhere near it.
If that's an option, then yes, but sometimes you can't make people leave the tent alone. I can work with this list. I will take it to the people who need to see it tomorrow. It's safe here. I have secure facilities to keep it safe.
All right, I got a tingle of something going on in the park. I'm going to go and check that out.
Very
Unless,
well.
is that going to get in the way of whatever you're planning? Do you got something going on in Hyde Park?
No, we're probably talking months before we start to get this together. There's
All right, cool.
subtle negotiations that have to take place.
All right, well, I'll do my usual hunt and protecting and all of that's holy warrior stuff until you say otherwise. Nice to meet you, Simon.
Likewise, Sonia. Mr. Felix?
He's like palming a can of beans or something out of the cupboards, and he's just like,
So you're stealing his beans.
He offered me hospitality, no? I have no need for tea, but beans?
That's not how. That's okay. I'm going to tell you something quite personal about me. I'm diagnosed severely autistic, and even I know that what you're doing is socially inappropriate.
I do not know what this is.
Fine, okay, and I just walk out the room and just like wash my hands of the whole situation that Felix is making.
Felix will like walk fast to keep up with them, and he's like, "It is good that you noticed that thing in the park. I also was aware. You are young, but your senses are keen."
Well, it's like fallen angel powers, like kind of like God powers, but not God because God's a dick who left us.
So you're on this angel thing again.
Yeah, an angel literally, well, a fallen angel technically gave me these powers.
It is hard to believe. I know some people at the society, and they have said things that were also hard to believe, but I did not think I would see it with my own eyes.
The Society of St. Leopold, is that who you're talking about?
Yes, I have a few connections.
Well, they're all dickheads that want to kill me, and they're wrong about everything.
Not all. Some have left for good reason, as you might imagine.
Oh, good. In my opinion, they should all leave because he keeps trying to kill me. They think that they
Maybe
think I'm as bad as a vampire.
as bad as I fail to see this.
They think I'm an abomination, like a false prophet or something. I don't know. They always yell weird shit at me anyway.
You fight the creatures of the night and protect the innocent?
Yeah.
What is abomination then? I do not see.
Well, it's because Raphael, the angel that gave me my powers and gave me my mission, he was disgusted with what God did. And what God did was that he cursed Cain, Cain and Abel, and unleashed the plague, the curse of vampires on the planet, on humanity, that we are still
I
fighting to this
I
day.
should say I am not religious, so a lot of this
I'm not religious, but an angel literally took me out of my body and told me all this. So what am I going to do? I say, I'm sorry, I'm an atheist.
Look, if you make a big stick glow and hit vamp and it works, I am all for it.
Fair enough, we can leave it at that. But just so you know, me and the Society of St. Leopold, not friends.
Understandable. I
Now,
do
do you
not
want to
get
go?
along with most.
You don't want to get along with most people.
Most society, I meant to say. But people,
That's something we have in common.
He escorted you downstairs and out the front door. I imagine you're having this discussion outside.
Yeah, I guess we're
yeah,
walking
it makes
towards Hyde
it makes more
Park.
sense. Like once he kind of dismissed us, like Felix did not pay any attention to it at all. It was like
Yeah.
he didn't exist. He was just gone.
So did you steal his
Uh,
beans?
yes, I think we should come back later and get a look at that list. I'm very upset that we did not see it before.
Well, I mean, my minder told me to deliver the list. And she's been alive longer than me, knows more than me, has done more than me. She knows, so she must have a reason for this.
Yeah, you did nothing wrong, but next time maybe we copy the package before we deliver it.
Well, I kind of thought about it, but then I don't know. I always just do what Millie tells me.
Mm,
But yeah, should we? You got the tingle. Let's go to Hyde Park and see if there's something horrible going on and stop it.
I agree. There could be many things that need to be addressed.
All right. As we get to the park, I pull out Raphael's light, my big stick, and have it in my hand just in case. And yeah,
The further into the park you get, the more of a sort of the tingle turns into like a concrete kind of sound you can hear. It's almost like an echoey sound of like weeping, quite feminine weeping.
that could be somebody in trouble, or that could be trouble. What do you think, Felix?
This sound is hard for me to deal with. I do not like it.
Partway through the park, there's a sort of monument. It's a kind of obelisk. It's quite straight and narrow. There's some text at the bottom. I think it's something to do with someone who was searching for the source of the Nile. Beside it is an oak tree, but it's dead. It's been allowed to stay there because it's quite nice to see, but it is a dead oak tree. The other trees around it are alive. I mean, this is August. Everything's quite in full bloom, apart from this tree, which has no leaves on it whatsoever. The sense you're getting is that whatever you've got seems to be coming from there.
This weeping, it penetrates at a farther distance than would be possible for a human, you think?
Yeah, like
It is not natural.
yeah.
I think we should prepare for the worst.
You both give me a wits. Um,
Yeah, with
hang on.
something.
There's another thing. Wits investigation. That's the one I
Okay.
was looking for.
I got 2.
Ooh. Felix.
Oh, I just rolled investigation by itself. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
1 second.
I was thinking, like,
Let
I'm
me do
pretty
it the
sure you
right
got more
way.
than that.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
So I know you got 3
Wits.
dots in wits.
Yeah, no, I screwed the pooch on that one. Not
That's
that this
more.
would be any
damn.
better.
Oh,
But
okay. Felix, you've spotted something inside this tree. So as you get closer, you can see that the tree is hollow on the inside. There's something in there. And as you get closer, you can see that it seems to be skin.
so, like, just to paint the picture, there's like a Like a
There's,
hollow, like a natural hollow in the
yeah,
tree
there's a
with like
natural
flesh in there?
hollowed out dead tree. It's not been hollowed out by someone. It's just been dead and there long enough that it's hollow inside because the juicy part has kind of rotted away. And they've also cut back the upper branches, so that's been. It's just a trunk, really. And inside the tree appears to be a body.
So not moving, I'm guessing. 'Cause
It's
if
been there for a
or
while.
there is something unclean up there. Is it far off the ground, Lavaita?
No, it's not. It's just inside, resting inside the tree.
I do not like this. There is a thing there. You see?
What is it?
A body of some sort.
I stick my hand in and start pulling at it.
Oh, give me strength investigation.
There we go. I didn't want to touch it.
Investigation. Three.
That's a lot of
successes.
dice to get 3 as well. Okay, inside there is a body. It's a woman. She is dressed. She's got dark hair. She's been there for a while. I don't know how experienced you are with dead bodies. Has Sonia seen many dead bodies before?
Well, she's seen a
Humans?
fair few at this point.
I mean, probably not of. Like, vampires, when you kill those, they tend to get age almost immediately and then fall apart as dust. Pretty much. They don't leave a lot of residue, but this one's been. It's stiff.
She's been on the job for a couple of years at this point.
Yeah.
So I probably would have seen maybe a few bodies, but not loads.
Possibly stuff left by vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's been here for a while. Rigor mortis is well set in.
Yeah,
Any
Felix
bite
has
marks?
seen a lot of bodies.
Did I spot
Do you
any
want to do
bite
the
marks or
same
anything?
roll, Felix? Do you want to do investigation strength? Just because I'm thinking like strong to like pull back a bit of the tree, kind of to get a better view.
No, I don't think Felix would like try to muscle
He
the
doesn't want to
body
see
up, but
many
like
more of it.
maybe, yeah, like maybe if Sonya does extract the body, like he would want to poke around at it a little bit, but I
You're not
don't
going
think
to
he would
get
want
that
to.
body out of there without compromising it quite severely.
He's not an athletic guy. Like he doesn't try to do the physical things.
Okay.
Any sign of vampire, like bite marks or anything on the body?
Okay. Looking at what you can see through the like a couple of different knot holes at different angles, there isn't a bite. That's obvious. The skin looks okay. I mean, it's not. It's dead, but it's not bloodless. But one hand is missing.
Well, this could be vampires, or it could be just a typical civilian sicko.
Do you want to pull it out and perhaps we can see what we see?
If I'm afraid that if it's been here a while, if I pull it out, it might get a bit gross and tear the body up and cause a mess.
Well, we must figure out what is going on some way. If you do not have the stomach for it, boost. Give me boost and I will.
If you want to try that, then you go right ahead.
Because he's so short. I'm picturing him like not able to get there, so he's like, do the hand thing, like, give me.
Lift me up. I'll see it.
Yeah.
All right. Here's your boost. Good luck with that. I boost him up.
I'm not going to make you roll strength for that because I feel like it would slow things down, and also you would just try it again if it didn't work the first time, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, to do this, it would be rolling 7 dice. So let's assume that I succeed.
Yeah, I think we can. We don't even have to take half on that. I will. There are options with rolling that I'll go through in detail later, but I want to get you okay with the mechanics of the basic thing first before we start talking about taking half and all that kind of thing. So you're suitably boosted, Felix.
All right, so Felix actually has 0 dots in occult, despite being a hunter for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
The way that I rationalize it is, he doesn't really he doesn't really like he's had successes here and there, but like it's not like he's had access to book learning and things like that, and he doesn't keep things alive long enough to learn a lot. So he just like my point is I don't think that he would roll like an occult on this. Like I think he would do something else, right? Because he's not going to know, for example, that vampires can lick a wound shut or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's not his forte. But I think he could possibly examine the body using other skills other than occult.
What do you suggest?
Well,
You got a high intelligence.
yeah, he does have medicine as well. I think I could
Oh,
maybe
you know
use
what?
that.
Yeah, and you got a specialism for emergency, but this is past the point of emergency. So yeah, give me an
Right.
intelligence medicine.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would work too. Let's see. Okay, looks like a couple.
Yeah, two. You're getting much the same information. The body has blood in it, such as it is. It's not been drained. It doesn't look like it's been bitten. There is a missing hand. You can't see an obvious wound.
So the missing hand, is it like uh raw or is like healed
It's
or
raw. It looks like it's been removed. Um, and
okay.
it's bled as well, so it's been removed before death.
Okay, so it's like messy around the stump. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry if this is like graphic.
It's a horror game. I mean, I should have said at the beginning, like it's a horror game we're playing. There's going to be elements of horror. If you're not okay
Okay.
with that, like we've done Lines and Veils, we've got an X card we can play if we need to. Audience, if that's too much for you, feel free to skip on to the next one or come back when you feel more able. But yeah, we're gonna have some horror here. This is a
Okay.
vampire time.
I feel like role playing wise with the dots that Felix has, he would know the kind of things to ask, so I'm just gonna roll with it if you
Yeah,
guys are cool with it.
absolutely
So
fine.
yeah, so if there's like blood around the stump, he would assume that it was before death, right?
Hmm.
If there's no blood, maybe post-mortem. You said it's kind of messy looking.
Yeah, I mean, knowing a little bit of Felix's background, also, I imagine he's seen his fair share of like alive wounds as well.
Yep, for sure. So he can tell that the hand was removed like while the person was alive.
Hmm.
Do we have a gender? I can't remember if we
It's a
stated.
woman.
Okay,
It's
so
it's a
female.
femininely dressed person with like medium length hair, quite a smallish figure, maybe like 5'7".
Are they clothed?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, is there like blood inside the hollow to a large degree, or is it like
No, it doesn't. I mean, there's been some bleeding from the massive wound on her hand, but apart from that, there isn't like a huge amount of blood around. I imagine like if there was a lot of blood, then someone else would have probably seen it before now.
yeah? I guess the only other questions I have are like, do we find like blood leading up to the tree, like whereas someone was maybe like placing the body or anything like that?
There's no sign of anything like that, and the ground doesn't look unduly disturbed, but it is a public park and people walk around. But
Right.
this tree is like because it's behind that obelisk type monument thing. Maybe people don't go to that one so much because they're sticking to the path mainly.
Is like the tree that we're doing this stuff around,
Hmm.
is it very visible to other people in the park? Is it kind of set
You
off
can see it
or
from the path, but like if you don't have any reason to walk up to it to check for anything, you probably wouldn't.
okay?
And there's a lot of other trees
Uh,
nearby, so like the whole park is like there's pathways through it. There's the Serpentine, which is like a lake. It's called a river, but it's a lake. Um,
all right.
people walk their dogs. People walk around there. Sometimes of the year they have a market. They've got like lights, so at night time it's lit all around the
I
pathways.
guess I feel like Felix will like say something say something to Sonya because he's probably been up there poking around for a minute,
Yeah.
and she's probably like holding him like, oh.
Imagine like you're kind of pressed against the tree
At
with
that
Sonia
point, he
underneath.
turns around and I'm on the phone to Millie saying, he's been touching this body for a very long time.
Oh yeah, Felix is like he'll explain some of these things. It was a hand. It was removed while this person was alive, and there does not seem to be a lot of blood or tracks leading to the tree.
Okay, did you hear that, Millie? So we got the sense of crying, supernatural crying, body in a tree, woman, missing hand.
Think
So
Felix would search for identification or any other objects in the hollow.
Sonia, is there any sign of anyone there? Anyone who might have done this?
I'm assuming that there isn't. I'm assuming that we're alone.
Then we have to be good at this point and call the police. This is Millie on the phone. We have to tell the police you found a body, because otherwise it looks like you've done something.
Yeah, I think you're right. All right, I'm going to do that now. You got nothing though on the crying thing, because that was some supernatural shit, is what that was.
Could be a ghost. And I mean, it doesn't sound like she died in a lovely way by what you were saying. It could be some kind of spirit thing.
Okay. All right. Well,
Vampires are my thing, dear. I haven't got any training on ghosts.
yeah, none. I haven't read anything about that. We're specialists. All right.
We can have a look in the
I'll look
library,
around and
perhaps.
see if I could find anything, and then I'll call the police.
Good idea.
All right. Hopefully, see you soon, Millie. Going to be on my way back after this. Speak soon.
Take
Bye.
care.
And you're up to fear,
I
as you
have
say.
more questions.
We may have to roll if there's many more questions.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
What are the
Definitely.
questions, just so I know what kind of roll we're talking?
Like approximate warmth of the body, if there is signs of predation or bugs, or trying to figure out like how long has it been here, I guess.
Okay. Body temperature, you can probably tell without having to do too much, because you can just touch it, I guess, unless you want to do internal, which is crossing a line, I feel.
Yep. No, he has gloves on most of the time, but he'll take them off to kind of
You're
check.
taking your gloves off to handle the dead bug. Okay. Gonna write that down.
Gloves on 100% of the time, but for a temperature check, I don't think he could feel that through the
Oh,
glove.
right, yeah, temperature check, got you. But also you're leaving your fingerprints on a dead body.
Yeah, he'll try to do it. Yeah. Well, does the body take? I don't know. He's not going to touch anything smooth like an eyeball or glasses or anything.
Thank you. Okay, body's pretty cold. It's the ambient temperature of the rest of the tree, pretty much. It's been there for a little while, probably a couple
Okay.
of days.
You said they were wearing clothes, right?
Yep. I can give you the detail on that if you give me a second. I just need to find the thing.
Yeah, I was mostly wondering if they had a wallet, a purse, any sort of thing like that.
Good shout. You can't find anything on them
Okay.
like that. Nothing they're wearing has pockets.
Are there any sort of like markings or weird things inside this hollow?
Let me just get a description. I had that ready and I want to open. Yes, about 5'6", 5'7", brown hair. She's wearing a sort of dark striped woolen cardigan. With a cloth skirt. It's got a zip. There's some shoes. You can just see at the bottom through a couple of knots. There isn't any obvious sign of like damage to the skin that you can see from this angle. I mean, she's still very much in the tree, so your view is very obscured. What was the other question you had?
I was just wondering if there was like anything around the body, like either on the tree, inside the hollow, anything on her, like written on her, like any sort of markings or anything.
Okay, for that one, give me a wits investigation.
Okay.
Please. I need to say please. It's important to be polite. Kat, I'm disturbed at you having that information, but thank you for offering it.
What is Kat saying?
Kat is offering. Let me read it exactly. Do you want the details for death temperature and decay over time? I have it somewhere.
Why do you
I'd
have
like to
that
use
somewhere, Kat?
I'd like to use a willpower to reroll some of those. Is that okay? We can
Yeah,
do up
sure.
to 3, right?
Take off one willpower, and I'm guessing you're wanting to reroll the ones that failed.
Yeah.
You got one success, you
Okay.
got 3 fails. So take off one willpower, and that'll recharge by the time we come back, because you've got months between this and the next session in game time.
Okay.
And reroll. Just do 3 d10s. And we want
All right,
6
just
or
gonna
above.
look up how we did that before.
/R
Yeah.
space 3d10.
Okay. Okay, 2 more, so 3 total.
Okay, that's enough. There's a bit of disturbed ground about 10 paces away from the tree.
Okay. So I think Felix would hop down off from the the boost,
Yeah.
and he
At that point,
he would
I'll
be
just
like,
say, like, so my minder recommends that we call the police and leave it to them because this looks like a civilian crime, unless you found something that is more not
uh,
of the norm.
something that your minder might not have told you is a lot of the police are in the pocket of the leeches. We should definitely call, but we should have a look around. In fact, and he like point at the ground. What do you see there?
What do I see there?
It's a disturbed bit of ground. It's like the grass isn't there. A little muddy patch.
Oh,
If
okay.
you are going to be a hunter, you should question me, your minder, and everything else all the time.
Well, even if I agree with them.
Especially if you agree with them.
Oh.
If you agree with them, you are in danger because you have a bias.
I don't think I have a bias. I just do whatever Millie says because she's always right.
It is going to be hard for you, I think. But we should check out this ground.
You want to dig at it
Okay,
with your
yeah.
fingers or with something?
So, disturbed how? Like, what's it looking like
It
from
it
with the
looks like
naked eye?
it looks like it's been messed with and stamped down, and then it's rained a bit and some time has passed.
Like maybe something's buried there, or like a footprint,
Maybe
or like
sounds like the kind of
okay.
thing that might happen there.
Yeah, I think he would like dig around in his like little magic bag of tricks and maybe pull out, I don't know, like a metal rod of some sort, and just kind of like poke into it and try to lever up some of the earth and see what he finds.
Just gonna do a quick to see how well it was. It wasn't very well hidden. You can get to that pretty easily. Then I'm not going to make you roll for that because it would only require one success, and you can't not get that. So, a few centimeters down is a severed hand.
That is
Well,
disgusting.
well, that explains that mystery, but why would someone cut the hand off and bury it away from the body?
It
Unless
is
it.
not my area, but this has the stink of ritual, the occult. There's something that happened here I do not understand. I never have.
Can we still hear the
I,
crying?
No, that stopped when you found the body.
I have never had the capacity to understand these cults, the things they do. It makes no sense to me.
All right. Well, if that's everything, I think I should still call the police. We should make ourselves scarce. What do you
Yes,
think?
let's get the hell out of here.
Okay, I block my number going out and I ring 999.
I'm not going to make you role play through this because I don't have accurate information about what 999 would actually say in this situation. But I think
Fair enough.
you're reporting a found body. It's
Yeah, I say to them basically like, I'm reporting a body that I found. I won't be there because because I was doing something harmless and illegal and I don't want to get caught, so I'm not going to be there.
Insert something harmless and legal here.
you're definitely being absolutely perfectly normal in the park at like 10:30 p.m.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
park's still open till midnight. So
Yeah, I just say to them like, I don't want to make a statement. I found the body. It's here. I'm leaving now. Come get it. Bye. And I say, right, that's them sorted out. Let's go.
Yeah, the sooner the better. We did rifle through it as much as we could be expected to, right? And there was like no identifying anything. Okay. Um, could I make a point to try to like remember the distinctive features of the body? Like I think Felix would look hard at her face, at her hair, her clothes, that sort of
do you
thing.
think he'd take notes or anything like that on paper, or would he
I
kind of file it in his mind palace?
I don't think he's a note taker because he's a paranoid freak.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's very good at like absorbing and just drinking in info and working with that.
That works for me. I'm happy to let you do that. All right, my second
Mostly,
screen, which is showing me the chat, keeps dropping out.
yeah, mostly just like I think if I have to roll, that's totally cool. Happy to do that. But mostly he just wants to be able to like if he saw a photo of this person,
I'm
if
not going to make you roll to remember it just now, but I might make a roll later to see whether you can recall it.
yeah,
If
that's
it comes
fair.
to a point where you want to do that.
Okay. I think that like this has definitely put him in even more of a mood uh than you've already seen. Um
I
this is
said,
deeply upset Felix.
okay, I think I need to do a roll to see if I noticed that because I'm not very good at reading
Yeah,
people.
sure. Do you have a suggestion of a roll? Because I'm happy to take that if you do, but otherwise I
Um,
will pick
I
something.
think it would be insight,
Yep.
and I'm working out what his deal is, so I guess that would be wits.
Hmm.
But I don't know. It could be insight, charisma for all I know.
I'm thinking either insight,
Wits,
intelligence, or insight, wits.
Well, it's both 3 for me,
Well,
so it doesn't really
give me a
matter
roll of 3
which.
dice, and we'll see how many successes you get.
2.
Okay, you've got a sense that Felix is not happy.
he does that kind of thing. Like what might tip you off is that he just goes silent. You know, he just goes completely quiet and he like stares fixedly at things and he moves with kind of like a brutal efficiency, you know?
It's a kind of
There's no
efficient
like
sulking.
When we get
yeah.
to our bikes and stuff, I do this. I'm just like, and put my hand on his shoulder and it's like, do you want to come back to my place for dinner?
So until you said dinner, he was very skeptical. But then he's like, I could do this, I think.
Okay.
Sonia, you haven't spent any willpower, have you?
No.
You'd be getting some back right now if you had.
So we're at 5. I can have 5 willpower.
Yeah, no, you can't go higher than you start with, though.
Right. Oh, yeah, that wasn't what I was asking. So I've got 5 willpower,
Yep.
basically. All right, cool.
So,
So I say,
just to explain mechanically, willpower is what you lose if you have a social situation that you fail, but also you can spend it. You can spend it to reroll failed dice. So you can spend one willpower and reroll up to 3 if you need to.
fair enough. I say to him, to say to Felix, all right, follow me. And I get on my bike and start making my way towards Everton Castle, where I live with Millie.
In a castle. A very
Um,
normal castle.
you may be disappointed when we arrive, Felix.
Okay, the driving at this point is unopposed. No one's tracking you. No one's chasing you. I'm not going to make you roll for that. Also, we're heading almost at time. And I think this has worked out really nicely because I thought we wouldn't have enough material to last for 2 hours, but you'll have smashed it. What happens when you get back to your place, Sonia?
Well, to set the scene, Elephant Castle is full of redeveloped or completely new blocks, and they've been knocking down a bunch of the old blocks for a while. But there's one block that, for whatever reason, has not been knocked down and is obscured from almost every line of sight outside of it by new builds. So it's kind of hidden, and that is where Sonia lives with Millie, her minder, in a dilapidated former council flat block where they take up one of the flats in it as their safe house. She shares it with Millie, her 60s. She's in her mid 60s, old lady who's been waiting her whole life to watch over the designated of Raphael. And basically, I sit there and play video games on my PC all the time, whilst Millie reads loads of old books about vampires and shit. And that's kind of our way of being. And so as I walk into the flat with Felix, just say, "Hey, Millie, brought back this Felix guy for dinner."
Hello.
We're not going to eat him. I said he's going to eat with us. I didn't mean that we're going to eat him for dinner.
I'd anticipated that. Don't worry, Sonia. We can make some extra. Always an extra seat ready for a guest.
Yeah, he hunts vampires with a
He starts
water pistol.
rummaging in the bag, and he's like, "I have beans."
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
he
you very
stole those
much.
beans off this Simon guy you sent us to meet.
Wait, you stole beans from the person you were delivering the package to?
No, 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 no. I did not steal. He
That's
offered me
exactly what
You were trying
hospitality.
to impress. Okay.
I didn't steal the beans. He did.
I mean, collectively,
He
you've both. Okay. Maybe he'll forget.
Felix maintains that if you offer him hospitality, that means food and drink.
Yeah, I get that. I get that's where Felix is coming from.
Yeah, not that it's correct. And
No.
Logan is not saying it is.
Yeah, how about instead of having a cup of tea, I'll just take like a couple of those flowers and then yeah. This is not how it needs to work, but it's how it works for Felix. I understand this. And let's montage this a little bit and say that
Yeah.
dinner is served and you two now know each other. And when we come back to our second session in 2 weeks' time, 7 months will have passed. We'll be in March 2012.
Wow.
Things will have moved based on what you've done and also on what the vampire group have done on their first session.
We'll have shared war stories, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you can decide how often you've been like meeting up, chatting, whether you've been like crossing over with some of the things you're investigating.
I'm going to insist
I
that
would
one
definitely.
night I will have called over Felix and sat him down and be like, "Have you ever played Mario Kart Double Dash?"
He would be willing to do that, but only if you also helped him track down this weird body thing that we found in the park.
Okay,
Oh yeah, of
if you'd
course.
like
Of
a little
course.
note on that, about a week after you find the body, you don't see anything in the press about it, but on the obelisk, a couple of weeks later, is written in white chalk, "Who put Donna in the dead oak?"
Yeah, Felix would definitely be coming back to there often and like digging around because like that's the kind of thing that gets under his skin. So he would pay attention.
And you can assume that the police are probably investigating it, but there hasn't been anything else heard about it since.
Who put Donna in the Red Oak?
Yeah,
Dead,
the dead
dead
oak.
oak. Yeah. So now we have a first name.
When you say monument, as in the
It's like
monument
it's
outside
like an
Monument
obelisk.
Station.
It's like an obelisk thing that was near where the oak was. It's how you spotted it. It's a
Oh,
handy
okay. So
landmark nearby.
it's not the obelisk near Monument Station.
No. No, it's not the
Right.
obelisk. It's just a monument style thing that is near that part of the park.
I think I'm gonna say that the woman reminded Felix of his daughter a bit,
I thought
and
that might be the
so
case.
yeah,
That's
so
why it's
like
kind
she
of
was.
hitting viscerally for you.
Yeah, she also was like an early, like young adult who was cut short. So I think he's taken a personal interest.
Okay. And with that, I think we have finished our first session. I am going to quickly look and see if there's somewhere we can raid because we've received a couple of raids and I feel like it'd be impolite to not raid out
Yeah,
afterwards.
thanks everybody for watching
Yeah,
our
thank you
first
for the.
hunter.
Yeah. It's been an exciting time to start running this. Have you got anything you want to plug? Michelle, have you got die this week? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
There may be die tomorrow. Well, today, depending when you're watching this, on Tuesday in evening UK time. If not,
Tell you
there
what, just watch this channel 24 hours a day,
Yeah,
and
really,
if
why do anything else?
yeah, and if we're doing something, you'll definitely see it. So we don't even have to plug. You just have to put the work in.
If
Is
that
what we're
doesn't happen
saying.
on Tuesday, there'll certainly be Mask of Nyarlathotep or Call of Cthulhu game on Saturday, and Fallout. It never fucking changes on Sunday.
Yeah,
Logan, have you
yeah,
got
do
anything to
that.
plug?
No, I just want to thank Michelle. That was the first time we played together. You were awesome. Thank you for putting up with my crotchety old Frenchman.
I love
And
it. I love the dynamic. I love it
yeah,
immediately.
I want to thank our storyteller, who is always amazing.
Oh,
And
thank you
I'm
kindly.
really excited to dig back into this. So yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you kindly. I'm just trying to find my list of potential. If anyone in the chat has got a place we might rate, I'm open to it, because usually I can do this quietly while everyone else is talking. But right now, I'm just looking, and it looks like it can't just
Also,
be
like
us.
as an aside, if there's anybody out there in the internet land that would like to possibly play Hunter with us,
Well, yes,
we
let's
are
get to
open
this.
to
So, like,
that.
I feel like we could use a third player. If you feel like playing someone who's maybe quite good at the social stuff, I'll put our Discord in the chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, Discord will be underneath the video that you're watching right now. Get on the Discord. Let us know if you'd like to join, because I think a third player could be fun. And if we need to, we can take an extra couple of weeks if we want to get you embedded. But otherwise, we can get you a character and get you involved.
If you would like to have your cupboards raided by an impolite Frenchman, please let us know.
I mean, what an ask. Who's going to refuse that? Thank you again all for watching. Have a lovely rest of your whatever time zone this is where you're watching. And thank you very much.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.